What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB back for session number 18. Okay, we left off $216.71. Let that sink in for a second. We have over doubled our money right now. I hope you're with me. Congratulations. Okay, let's get that out of the way and get going. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. We are on the speed roulette table because I want to go faster. So we're going to play millipede, okay? And for the sake of this session, I'm using 4-cent units, okay, for a total bet of $1.04. So what we have is we have 2 units on 9 streets. So just pretend you're playing 9 street, centipede, okay? Centipede 3, 9 streets, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, okay? So just pretend you're playing that. And we just lost our first one. So we're going to double it up. And so what happens on this one, because we're putting we're putting 1 unit on the 6th line or the double street, right? And we're putting 2 units on the streets. So we have these bangers in the middle here. So the outside ones, 7, 8, 9, and 31, 32, 33, those like that one, those are partial wins. Those pay 4 units. In this case, our unit right now is 8 cents. So it paid 32 cents. These here, these inside numbers right here, inside the winning goalpost, those pay 10 units. Okay. So it's just a twist on 9 streets. I want to show you as many variations of different strategies as we go along, just so you're getting to see stuff. But at the same time, it's going to be very difficult because I'm not going to play stuff that is risky or I'm not familiar with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Our most important thing here is to reach our target, play safe, play responsibly. So that, man, this stupid bet thing keeps coming up. To that end, some great comments in the video, I think day before yesterday. I have to go back. I'm trying to comment as much as I can. So I'm trying to take time to get there and address your guys' questions or comments. And one that comes up all the time. So it's a great question. It's super valid is I'm playing with my bankroll. I get 3, 4, 5 losses, whatever it is. I'm down big time. What do I do now? Do I go in big? Do I have to start all over and grind it? And I mentioned this, I believe, in yesterday's video. We're crushing it right now because we're hitting all these 10 unit bangers here in the middle. And of course, I didn't get the timer going. Classic Brent. Okay, but we're only at a little over 2.5 minutes in right now. So that's a good question. And man, if this current bet thing keeps coming up, it's going to drive me wild. The answer to that is a little bit more complicated. And in the video yesterday or the day before, I don't recall, I told you it's not enough just to look at a strategy on paper and copy it and see what the progressions are and copy it. You have to really play it for a while and get that instinctual piece of it, going. And that's part of the recovery. Okay. So you can just set yourself out a plan so that you don't. And initially that's what I would like you guys to do. And if you take your small breaks and you play small sessions, and I recommend that every time you get to say 2, 3 losses, you stop, you take a break, you come back, and you can pick up if you want right where you left on the progressions. What I would rather you do is place a couple bets first, get a feel for how the table's treating you at that moment, and then go up to, say, the 4th progression or wherever you were at, hit it, bring your bets back down. That's one way to do it. The other way is you just come in strong and you do your progressions. The third way to do it is you just say, I have 8 progressions using this strategy, and you're going to sit there and you're going to trust the progressions and you're going to go all the way through them, right? So you have a couple different ways. Now, it's such a tough question because when it comes to, I've lost a bunch of my bankroll, the best, to me, the bet, man, see this thing that keeps popping up? Their current bet below promo qualifying bet amount. Yeah, we know. Enough. Is there a way to turn that off? Dang. So Okay, there's a loss. Dang, we're having trouble catching up right now. Now the dude decides he wants to start whacking us good. Um, the one way to do it, as we discussed in the previous one, is wherever your bankroll is, you just start over. Forget about the losses. Come in as a new day, right? Come in as a brand new day. And you just start grinding again from there. The problem with that, as we all know, now, right now, I'm going to bring my bets down. I don't need it to be this high. It would give us a banger, but what is our bet right now? 832. I don't have time to bring it down. I would probably bring this down to 416, excuse me. I'd bring it down to $4.16. It's still a good profit and gives us one extra progression back. Maybe I go down 2. Okay, that's a partial win out there. Our high was 88 cents. So we're definitely going to bring this down, and I'm going to go 3 exit. We're going to go to 312. So you can grind it. Now, the problem with that, as I described in a previous video, is if you play super conservative and then you lose a bunch and then you just go slowly, then you lose a bunch, go slowly. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that's not a good way to do it. There's a good hit. All right, so we're going back to base bet. I'm not saying that's not a good way to do it, because grinding back slowly is a good way, but sometimes you're going to have to bet bigger and just get into it. And so my preferred method, this is the long way around it. My preferred method is to modulate. When I start losing big, leave, take a break, come back at a different time. I'll bet some low bets just to kind of get a feel for how I'm doing at the table. I don't care what stats say. I don't care what the math says. There's days you get to the table and you just can't win. And there's days I've gone to the table and I just can't lose. So I'm looking for one of those sessions where I'm coming in and the table's treating me really well. We're 10-4. I'm feeling pretty good with this right now. The session's going really well. So really driving me up the wall with this stupid promotion thing. Let's get rid of that. Can we? No, probably not. So what I like to do is I come in, I start playing for a little bit, real low bankroll, real low bet amounts. Come in, see how we're doing, modulate, go in, go up, get a pretty aggressive bet, win it, come back down, leave, take a break, or bring it all the way back down to a really small bet, play. Now, mathematically, does that mean that by waiting, you're going to do better? No, I'm not saying that, but it does. But it does if you're waiting for a good session. Okay. It does if you're waiting for a good session. And if you go low enough on this strategy, I'm jumping all over. This is a good strategy. I'm really loving Martingale Plus, which means we double it plus add 1 base unit. I really, really like that. Anyway, so that's how I play. But to play it like that, oh my gosh, dude's a repeater. Whatever, man. All right, here we go. So we're actually let's just say we're at 7.5 minutes. And that's where I'm talking that you can't math your way through gambling. Roulette is amazing. When they created this, whomever created this, they're brilliant. I mean, you just can't, no matter where you place your bets, the odds are the same. You're winning. I mean, it's just is amazing. So you can't math your way through this. Some people say they can. That's fine. There is that experience piece. So that's all I can tell you is that if you're down a bunch, what do? I prefer my method is to modulate. I take a break. I come back. I bet really low. I see how my bet's going. I'm going well. Boom. I'm going to go in big on a bet. Man, this dealer. All right, here we go. We're going to double it up here. And you may get to see what that looks like on this right now. The guy started deciding he wants to hit lows. 6, 18, 1. We've lost 3 out of 4. So I just trust my instinct and I go with it. Now, have I been this guy? This is one of the dealers that I usually try to stay away from, but I wanted to get on a speed table. I think there's a second one. I should have gone in for the second one, and I needed to look for one that doesn't have this stupid prize. See this little trophy next to the thing. They're doing some promotion. If you bet at least $5 or something, then you get entered into something. I don't know, but it's bringing up that dumb message all the time. All right, mister, get out of here. 112. Give me a break. This guy's hit 6, 6, 18, 112. So this is a case where we're going to get out of here. I'm not going to stick with this dude. Okay, we're down $28. I'm not going to stick with this dude. So there is going to be another speed roulette table, and I should have left earlier. Speed 1. I'm positive there's a second speed table here. Maybe we'll just go speed. Okay, here's speed 2. You know what? Let's just go to speed auto. We're not doing well with live people. So here's a perfect example. Let's put that into play right now. We're down $28.16. Let's just say it's down even more. Right now, I go take my break. I come back and I think I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, I'm refreshed and we're going to go in, and I go in with a base bet. Oh, we got that stupid qualifying promo thing again. My gosh, they're irritating. So I'm going to come in at base bet and I'm going to see how we're doing. We're going to play a couple, and then I might risk it if I feel like I'm doing well. That's option 1. I might risk it and go, you know what? This table, look at 16, 17, 14, 19, 17. If I come in, I see this really good run, I might go, hey, you know what? Now's a good time to jack the bet up and see if we can't get a good hit. The other way to do it, and this is actually my preferred method, rather than sticking with in this case, rather than sticking with the strategy that I'm using, I'm going to go to my tried and true strategy, which you guys know is 5 double streets, right? But I'm going to stay here for a hot second and I'm going to try it. He's been doing really well. So, all right, we're going to go in. We're going to go in bigger. I think this was the last size bet we made when we left. So technically speaking, if I wanted to pick up where we left off, I would be going to over a $33 bet. But let's see what happens here. And again, I make up my mind before I'm done. I make up my mind what I'm going to do. Man, there's a nice little hit there. Okay. And now I'm going to modulate all the way back down to base bet. So I've made up my mind before that ball and the results even coming. I know what I'm going to do. And in my head, my thing was, one, I'm going to take another break. I'm going to get off the table. I'm going to take another break. Number 2, I'm coming back and I'm going to 5 double streets. Now I would have gone to 5 double streets already because that's my go-to recovery strategy. That's the one that I feel the best in. And this is why we modulate. Okay. So I'm going to go 3X here. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive on my recovery. So instead of 2Xing, I'm going to go 3X for a couple and see how that works out for me. So you don't have to be static in how you play, where you play, your progressions. And that's where playing and getting that experience is going to help you become a better player, because you're going to know these things. You're going to have experience and go, oh, I remember I did that one time and it worked out really nicely for me. You know, it worked out really nicely for me. So I'm going to try it again. But maybe you don't even think about going, hey, on my recovery, if I lose 3 in a row, rather than doubling it again and going bigger, maybe I start out at the very beginning again, but instead of 1 unit this time, I start my bet off at 2 units. And instead of doubling my bets, I triple my bets, right? So there's a whole lot of ways to slice the pie. And you're only going to know those things after you've played this thing for a while. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to modulate, and I'm going to go to $25 bet here. So I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here. And this is what, as you grow your bankroll, it gives you. Now, I'm down to 171. My strong advice is, if you place a bet like this and you lose at 171, you're done. At that point, don't even try recovery. You still have $71 profit, right? All right, 1072. We're going to go back down to base bet. We're just going to modulate, take a chance. Modulate, take a chance. If you get down to 171 or something, or 150, 120, you're still $20 in profit. And it's better for you to start over again and then figure out the adjustments you need to make on the next run and try to make those. And it may be successful, it may be not, right? All right, that's a partial win. So we're just going to, you know what I'm going to do is now, just to try it, I'm going to increase 1 unit on my wins, for maybe 3 wins in a row, and then I'll reset back to base bet. So, yeah. So we'll see how this goes. And if we still struggle here for a second, I'll go to 5 double streets and recover. So anyway, I wish I could give you a better definitive answer on saying this is exactly what you do and you will recover, but I just can't. There's so many ways for you to do that. You just got to do what feels right for you. But I kind of I've outlined the, what I think are the best recovery methods. So you either stop and you grind it back up slowly and see if you can't make some minor adjustments to where you look back and go, yeah, I probably should have taken a break after 2 losses or 3 losses instead of waiting till 5 losses. Small things like that you don't really have to change. Okay, so we lost. So that was $3.12. So we are going to double it. And I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm going to add 2 extra units on top of that. You can be more aggressive. You can come back to the start, like I said, double up. You can go to another strategy and go. I know some people like the strategy of, some people, they do it either way. Some people like going in 5 double streets, and when they lose, they go to the outside 1-to-1 bets. I do not like that. All right, there we go. There's a win. All right, so that recovered us pretty nicely. Our high right there was 978. Now we're only 968. So we did pretty well there. But I'm going to start off at 2 units now. I'm going to start off at 2 units instead of the 1 unit. And I'm going to go up 1 unit, which in this case would be 2, right? 20 cents is our base unit. I'm going to go up 1 of those. So I'll have to click 2 times on my saved bet to go up another one. Beautiful. Okay. So we are going to repeat the bet, and 1, 2. I could have just doubled the bet, but on this first one, we're going to go up 2 more units. And if we get this win, we'll do it 1 more time. 3 wins, I reset. Okay, that's just how I'm going to play it. And we're almost at our 15 minutes here. So I'm gonna finish this up. My goal is to try to recover as much as I can within, say, 20 minutes. And then I'm going to call it quits. Okay, there we go. That's, is that 2? Or is that 3? I don't remember. That's okay. We're going to go up another 2 units. we're going to go up. Maybe we'll just keep going up. Maybe we won't bring it back down. But I really, really can't hammer home enough to you. Bring your bets down when you can. Because you will lose, and you hate to keep going and go, oh my gosh, I just won 4 or 5 in a row. Look, so we're making really good recovery progress here. I'm going to go back down to base bet. We had a nice little run. Now, maybe I win 5 more in a row, and I went, oh, if I had left it up. But I'd rather regret not making as much profit than getting way down when I'm still in recovery. And if you look at our graph right now, you see we went way down, and we're doing a great job of recovery. The other high recommendation I have for you is don't be afraid to walk away now before you get all the way up, right? Because there's nothing worse than getting close and then you crash again. All right, we're going to double that bet. We're back to base bet. I can't believe this current bet is below. I can't believe that that's still going on. Why can't we shut that off? That's the worst. That is the absolute worst. It's like, you're going to keep telling me every time. Now, maybe it's my fault. Maybe there's something on here that says, because we got this stupid price thing going on up here. I don't want to see this. All right, there we go. So that was a unit. We're going to go up again, 1 more unit, $3.12. You could ladder this thing. You could go up 2 units on a loss, up 1 unit on a win. I mean, there are so many ways to do this to get into recovery. You're just going to have to play around with a couple different ways. But If you're really unsure as a beginner, my suggestion is just to start grinding back and make minor tweaks. In flying, when you're teaching other people flying, when you're first flying, and actually quite a while after that, when you go in for landings and you've got a strong crosswind against your plane and it's really tough, we have a tendency to grip that steering, white knuckle it. And it's the worst thing you can do. It's the absolute worst thing you can do. All right, there's a nice hit. Now I'm going to take a chance here and I'm going to go ahead and repeat this bet. We are recovered from we're almost recovered from where we were just at this little foundation at 368. We are actually better than that. We were down $3.68 and we lost, and now we're only down 360. So bringing our bet back is the smart thing to do. I'm going to take a chance. This is one of those times where I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to see if it pays off. And it does. Look at that. We're up at 40 cents here. Now, for sure, I'm playing multiple sessions a day. I'm good right here. I am good. I don't even need to get the exact. In fact, I would probably call it quits right now because I'm on a good little streak. I don't want to lose, then lose again, and go backwards. Go take a break. And remember what I said last time, set your watch for every hour. 30 minutes is even better. And in between spins, do some body weight squats, do some push-ups. There we go. Look at that. We are even Steven after all of that. All right. I think it actually went pretty well overall. We got in a bad rut there. We went on a bad run there for a hot second. So that's that. I'm going to switch right now and we're going to now go over to just for a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit aggressive. And so forgive me. I'm not going to time box it as tight as I was because we were in recovery. And I am going to play a little bit. I'm going to go to 4 on the floor and I'll show you that we've played it in the past. And it's I'm going to play follow the winner. Okay. So we got 1 unit on low, 1 unit on first dozen, 1 unit on second dozen, and 1 unit on even. And this is a double plus 1. This is a super martingale system here. So we're going to double it plus add 1 unit. I'm going to play follow the winner high and low. So if it lands here in the second dozen, if it's on 19 through 24, you can decide, well, that's not really a loss. Here's 16. So there's a nice hit. 70 cents there. Let's rebet. So I'm going to do just a couple of these to cycle you through some of them, kind of a recap of some of the strategies we've done before. And sorry on that answer. I'm thinking to myself when you said, what should I do when I lose this much? It's such a hard answer that I apologize for the rambling. I'm just trying to give you, I don't know. It's a mess up here. It's a mess up here. All the voices are really shouting. All right. So we're going to follow the winner. We're going to switch sides. Okay, there. And we're going to double it and add 1 base unit. This first one's a 3x. Okay, let's see what we can get now. Now remember, if we hit 3 of these, which is odd, a dozen, and 19 through 36, that's our trifecta, right? So we really want to hit something 19 and higher. That's an odd, like a 29. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to go back to my tried and true 5 double streets. Oh, I didn't get it on time. I forgot we were on a high speed. So I have 1 street short here. So we're open on 1 and 4 and the 13, 16 streets. Let's hope it hits high. That would give us an extra 50-cent profit. That would be nice. We could very much use that right now. And we do get it. So that's a nice little profit. Okay, let's rebet that. And I'm going to add the 50-cent unit right here. So there's a $2.50. This is 5 double streets, remember. And we're just putting 3 units on high, which is the same as putting 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. Covers the exact same thing, 3 units on high. And this is the way you want to play if you're playing on a French table Le Partage. All right. Again, another good hit. All right, let's go. So we're at 230. So let's pretend I'm still down. This is when I might go, all right, I'm going to get a little ballsy here. I'm in a little ballsy. And this is where you definitely do set a stop limit. If you're going to get gutsy and kind of go for it, you need to have a stop limit. Normally I tell you, whatever you put in your playable balance, that's your stop limit, right? So you either vault something but when I'm playing this way and you're going to go up, I tell myself, I have this much money. I make one loss here. If I lose one time on this, I'm done. There's nothing. And whatever it is, when I come back, I grind as if I'm just starting at whatever that level is. Now we're starting at 211. We started the day at 216.71 and we are actually at 221. So we're in profit and it would have been a great time to stop, right? If you were playing sessions again. I'm not playing individual sessions. There we go. Look at this. We're up $6.30. Remember, our target for me for this section is $9 is my overall, which was another question someone asked. It's a great question. I actually get that quite a few is, hey, is the 5% target, is that per 15-minute session or is that all day? For me, the way I believe that's your entire day target, which makes your sessions even easier, right? Depends on how many times you want to play. All right, we're at 8:30. So I'm just going to, we're having a good time. We're a little bit longer. And I'm just staying static here and I'm going down to 10-cent units instead of 50-cent units. And I'm just going to push it. I'm just going to push it and see if we can't get the $9. Even though we're over time. So remember, this is a little bit different than you at home because you have more time. You're not recording. So you would have stopped along the way many times here. I'm going to push through and see if I can't get to, and what I'm going to do, just like last time, is I'm going to go up a unit. And I don't have this saved, so I'm going to delete 4 on the floor so I can save that base unit. All right, I'll save this base unit in a second. That way I can going up. I can ladder up after every win and see if we can get lucky. And this is also a good time. We've had a lot of wins. Look at this. I've just jinxed myself, but that hasn't hit in a long time. The 1-3 street. Okay. So we're going to save that last bet and we're going to start laddering, right? All right. Let's see how it goes. All right. We're at 860. So we got back. We recovered. You're going to have days like this. Like Van Morrison said, right? There'll be days like this. As my mama told me, there'll be days like this. All right, so we're going to go up 1 unit. We're 30 cents away. So if I get this one, I can just bring it back. And I'm going after the price. I'm going after the profit target just because, right? I really, honestly, I don't care when I'm playing for a target like this. The 5% or the fixed, which this is actually less than 5%. It's just a nice to have. It's a nice target to keep yourself on track and see where you're at in relationship to what you should be able to achieve, but you don't have to, right? Now I got Soybean down here and he's got his paws on the keyboard. And I don't know if you guys know, if you watched any of the live videos, we call it the soybean bet. Twice now, first time, he pawed on the keyboard and put $1,000 bet on the 5-6 split right here. He put $1,000 chip right there. And of course I missed. The very next spin, it hits a 5. And then not on a live stream at home, he placed another giant bet for me from my saved bets. My mouse was here and he hit something, I don't know, and it placed a bet. And luckily, I think on that one I won. All right, we're at $9. We reached our target. We got down. Look at that graph. But we were lucky enough to come up, modulate our bets. And you can see here these losses. Think if we left our bet huge. Look at these times we lost. If we had left our bet just really large, we'd be down again. But by getting a couple big wins, bringing our bet down really low, in this particular case, this really helped us out to recovery. And so that's the way I like doing my recovery. Maybe that'll help you out. All right. I love hearing, I love reading. I'll get on there and comment. I love reading where you guys are at. Some of you are ahead of me, and that's amazing. But again, if you're not, that is okay. It's not a race against everybody else. This is you, your bankroll, us against the casino. All right, be good humans. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.